All right. Vendetta, new hero gameplay trailer. OMG, I haven't watched it yet. Lock in. Okay, let's have a discussion here. Let's have a discussion. Let's see what's going on. Vendetta gameplay trailer. Oh yeah, that's right. This is her map. From Stadium.
Ancora a bocca aperta, eh?
Okay. So her name is Vendetta, but her real name is Lupa.
Leave no survivors.
Our first melee character. Obviously, we have melee characters like Brig and Ryan, but this is like a real melee character.
Disgraceful.
Whoa, I like how she drags it around like it's a heavy ass sword.
Good enough.
Oh god, a DPS with a block might be scary, chat.
Dirt beneath my heel.
Okay.
Enough games.
That's so sick. Wait. Now I wonder. So what this is suggesting is that she keeps momentum. Is that not what that? Because I originally thought that the knife, you would TP to the knife and stop, or you would throw it at. This suggests that she keeps momentum because it stops before the Wuyang. She TPs to it and keeps going. Ooh, that's pretty fucking cool. Or her sword, sorry. No, she does. She does keep momentum. I see it. She does. Okay. Subsalted. I'm very curious to see the numbers on her, chat. I'm very curious to see the numbers. What type of damage she does, how much damage it is. I know we saw that we have the picture we're gonna look out later, but her numbers are what's gonna be important. Whoa. Whoa. That's her ult. You can hold the ult for more damage. 100%. Did you hear the jing, jing, right? That's some... 1 proc, 2 procs, 3 procs, 4, maybe 3. Whoa. And it goes through everything, I think. I think she looks cool. December 9th, but the playtest is the 26th. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that. I can't wait for that. That's very exciting. Okay, let's check out the picture really fast though. You guys hooked me up with a picture. Let's read it. Let's look it over. Okay. So her weapon is Palatine Fang. Hard light greatsword combo swings to end with a destructive overhead slash. Okay. So you kind of have to keep hitting to get your big overhead slash. Then you have a warping stance. So what this is probably your right click, warding stance. Block with your sword, reducing frontal damage and deflecting melee attacks. Blocking damage depletes energy. Okay. Okay. Here are our abilities. Hurl your sword in the direction you're facing and then fly to it, which I think is very cool. She is a DPS confirmed. It was debated if she was tank or DPS. A little disappointing that she's not a tank, but at the same time, I don't know if this would be used as a tank well. I think this character design, I think, wouldn't go through very well as a tank. The devs said she's the ultimate dive hero. Ooh, interesting. Hurl your sword in the direction you are facing and then fly to it. Okay. 1 second. Let me put this full screen. Okay. That's pretty cool. And we saw in the trailer that it keeps momentum, which is very exciting. Then whirlwind slash. Let's look at the trailer while we do this really fast though. So soaring slice is this right here. And then you have Whirlwind Dash, which is this right here.
Taste the Palatine Fang.
So she uses her warding stance to block the Genji Blade. Great. Blade's even worse than ever now. You can barely already use Genji Blade. Now you can't kill another fucking character. Okay. Then we have Projected Edge. Available while warding stance is active. Consume energy to fire a wide projectile. Okay, that's interesting. So, you have 3 abilities. You have left click, right click, probably shift, E, and what will this be? What will Projected Edge be? Maybe like a only during block. But it says available to, oh, maybe that'll just be a, yeah. And then passive is Onslaught. Strikes enemies to increase movement and attack speed. Interesting. So she needs to play aggressive. She's, you know what's interesting? The devs say she's the ultimate dive hero. Based on the initial thoughts, I think she's going to be very good in Brawl. Because it is, she does, if you're going to be, if you want to be swinging a lot and blocking and Whirlwind Dash is a circular slash that's going to, I know she has a dive thing with her sword, right? But a lot of characters have that, and they're still Brawl characters. My initial thought is that she's gonna be played in some sort of Brawl way. I don't think she's dive. Her passive seems like it encourages frontline action, right? Which I think pairs well with a Brawl type of thing. I don't think Banjo stops spamming plays. I don't think that she's gonna be dive. I think she could be played in dive, but I don't think she's gonna be dive. Okay, and then Sundering Blade. Cleave through most defenses. Most. What could that mean? What could that mean? Most. Could that mean bubbles? Maybe, I think everything but Suzu and Lamp. I think she's going to be able to go through bubbles and shields, walls, May Ice Block will probably block it. Now, this is very interesting. I think it's a very cool ultimate, right? Which also suggests Brawl, because if you're playing her in a Brawl meta, that means you'd play stacked more and her ult would be more valuable. But really, first of all, I think this character has the potential to be meta. Now it's about the numbers. I think her kit gives her potential to be played in the meta. Her block allows her, you know what? She's kind of a second tank. Are they trying to tell us something? Just give us 6v6, dickhead. We don't need DPS tanks. But it's okay. Her kit suggests that she can be valuable. She's a DPS, yes. Her kit suggests that she could be valuable in the game for sure. But it just depends how much numbers she does. She needs to be high DPS. She needs to be high DPS. Because if not, then her kit requires her to be aggressive, right? Her passive, Onslaught, strikes enemies to increase movement and attack speed, right? And now, for previous characters that they want to be close range, they always did the thing that they did with Venture and Doomfist. The more abilities you use, the more shields you get, right? With this character, they're not doing that. They're just making it to where the more damage you do, the more movement and attack speed you have. So you're not getting shields this time. You're technically doing more damage. So I really think it's very important that she has high damage numbers. I really think so. Well, she seems to attack very slow. See, that's the default numbers, right? That's the default swing, right? Boom, boom. But when you do passive, strike enemies to increase movement and attack speed. That's what we don't know yet. That's what we don't know yet. Okay, now moving on to the perks. Siphoning Strike. Overhead Strike gains 30% lifesteal. Now, Overhead Strike is her end combo. So, Palatine Fang, Hard Light Greatsword, combo swings to end with a destructive overhead slash. So, a 1, 2, 3. Wait, does it show the overhead slash at all?
Bow down.
There. No, it is. So overhead slash is soaring slice. But it also says overhead slash for the normal combo.
Fibers.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, wow. 30% lifesteal on the third hit.
Leave no survivors.
And then the more you swing, the faster it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because this is, think about that. This is kind of fast already, and it's default.
No survivors.
1, 2, 3. That's really fast and already default. Now, if we're gonna have Onslaught strike enemies to increase movement and attack speed, we're gonna be going even faster. Yes, an overhead slash seems to be used anytime she's in the air. Correct. Okay. Minor number 2. Relentless. Onslaught, which is passive, stack 3 more times, increasing attack speed by 5% and movement speed by 4%. Okay. So that's up to, we don't know the initial onslaught numbers. So we already have the onslaught passive plus 15% more. Plus 15% more attack speed. This is good. Now you're deciding based on the minor, right? Do you want to get a little bit more survivability with lifesteal for every third swing? Or do you want to do more damage and have more attack speed? Now, if you're playing in dive, Siphoning Strike seems better because you're going to be split a little more, solo a little more. You might need a little bit more self-sustain. But if you're playing stacked in Brawl with Curie, Lucio, Wuyong, then maybe you want Relentless, so you have more movement speed, more damage. Okay. Major perk. Swift Vengeance. Last player to land a killing blow on you becomes the target. Eliminate the target to gain 125 overhealth and reset cooldowns. What the fuck? Wait. That's crazy. Wait. What? Wait. I never die. You're gonna die though. But wait, this is... She's gonna be insane in Brawl. Because if you can kill someone and then whirlwind, kill, whirlwind, double slice, double whatever it is. Wow, she seems very interesting and very uptimey. Like, you're gonna you need fast APM because you benefit off of doing more because of Onslaught. Like Doom. Yeah, like Doom. Very similar to Doom. Then the last major is Raging Storm. Whirlwind dash continues to spin, hitting 3 more times for 40 damage in a wide area. That's trash. That's trash. You're gonna be able to dodge it. You're gonna be able to move. Obviously, it's not gonna be it's gonna do damage, but I think Swift Vengeance is gonna be the pick here. First of all, my initial thoughts is I think she's very cool. I'm very excited for her. I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. I can't wait to try her on the 26th. We're gonna grind her out. We're gonna do custom lobbies for her the entire playtest. I definitely want to add her to my hero pool. She seems like a flex DPS for sure. Not a hit scan, not in the hit scan role, which is very exciting for flex DPS. She's gonna be another feast or famine character like the rest of the flankers. Maybe this is why we got the heavy flanker nerfs, because she probably wouldn't be played over Tracer or Genji. Maybe that's why they killed Tracer. They killed Tracer so that we have no choice but to play Vendetta. I'm very excited for her. I think what makes or breaks her is her numbers. I think what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping that she's a little... I'm hoping that her base health is squishy, because she has the block, she has a high damage, she has movement, which means she needs to be a little squishier. If she's very tanky, if she's tanky and has block, then they should have just made her a fucking tank. They need her base health to be squishy, for sure, because they're giving her lifesteal, they're giving her movement speed, they're giving her over health and cooldowns, they're giving her a block, they're giving her damage on her block. I think her base health needs to be squishy. Maybe 225, maybe 225 with armor or shields or something. No way she's 275. If she's 275, she is busted. What if the killing blow doesn't kill you because the support saves you? I don't know. Very excited, man. I'm very excited.
Disgraceful.
I like the way that I like the way she holds the sword on the ground like it's heavy. It reminds me of like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where you feel strong. They're just doing too much. Really, I love it. I love it. I really like it, man. I'm not. Maybe I'm just. Maybe I'm in the optimistic arc of my life where I'm really liking everything. Why does she got paws on her feet? Maybe I'm in the optimistic arc, but I like it. I'm excited.
You're finished. Disgraceful. Not good enough.
So here's the take, right? And I know you're gonna watch a lot of streamers and a lot of players talk about her having a block. Wah, wah, wah. Why does she have a block? Here's the thing, right? Is I've been around in Overwatch for a very long time. It's nearly impossible to balance a close range character in Overwatch without giving them shields. So the way they made all of our close range characters, like Venture, like DPS Doomfist, was to give them shields every time they use an ability. So Venture, dig, shield. Venture, drill, shield. Venture, melee, shield. I'm glad that she's not a boring fucking character where every time you click a button, she just gets more HP, more HP, more HP, more HP, more HP. I'm glad that in some way she has an ability to, she needs a way to bridge the gap between like herself and a Bastion. I like it. Her block consumes energy, so it's a resource. So it's gonna be a resource, almost like Matrix. Wait, she's Italian? My character.
Dirt beneath my heel.
Mamma mia. I like her, dude. I think she's very cool, man.
Enough games.
What is her old voice line? Wait. Oh. I like it, man. Listen, I'm 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 not a hater, but I call it how it is. I think that she looks fucking awesome. I'm very excited. And listen, this is my pre tryout excitement. You guys will see my reaction when I play her. If I think she's trash, if I think she's dog shit, if I think she's OP, whatever it is. Here's my take: is I want her to be OP. I want her to be OP. She needs to be OP. She needs to be.
Game begins.
Very excited. Very excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Perks are cool. I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. I wonder, you know, this tells me something, right? This tells me something. I wonder if they are recognizing all of the flaws going from 6v6 to 5v5 has gained, right? A lot of flaws. I wonder, instead of 6v6, if they're going to try to make a couple tanky DPS, right? So you can either play a squishy style, DPS, or you'll play more of the brawl tanky DPS to make up for the fact that some maps just feel like shit in 5v5, and some comps feel like shit in 5v5, and some heroes feel like shit in 5v5. Maybe now characters like Reinhardt, Reinhardt VENDETTA, might be very good on King's Row, right? I wonder if their way to combat the fact that 5v5 introduced so many flaws of the game is to make a couple, a little bit tanky, survivable DPS. I don't think it's a bad idea. But yeah, we'll see, dude. Visually, I think she looks awesome. I know that everyone keeps talking about the fact they're not adding any more oddballs to the game, but what are we gonna do? I think she looks dope. Her hitbox looks kind of big. She looks just as tall as Hazard almost. I'm glad she's a DPS, but I'm biased. I'm a DPS player, so I want her to be a DPS. So, I understand everyone has their opinions. I think she's very cool. I don't really know what people will complain about. I think people will just complain about, like, the guy in chat said they're doing too much. I don't even know what that means. I don't really understand what that means. They should do more and more and more and more. We are a decade-old game now. The game dropped in 2026. We're 1 month, or 2016. We're 1 month away from 2026. We're a decade in. We got to do more. Same size as Queen. I don't know what's gonna counter her. Probably long range DPS. If you can burn her block resource by the time she bridges the gap between you and your team, she'll probably be pretty useless. Flyers will probably counter her very hard. Sombra. How many heroes are too many? I don't want it to become like League of Legends with 150 heroes. Yeah, with that take, you just want them to stop making characters. Then what do we get? I don't see that. I don't understand that. In a way, Brig would counter her and enable her though. If she's a brawl character that needs to stay in there, having a Brig block and her block plus Brig sustain, Brig would enable her. Well, I like it, dude. I'm very excited, chat. I'm very excited. I think they did a great job with this announcement. I think her base kit is good enough to be meta. Undeniable. It's about the numbers now. It's about the numbers now. It's about the numbers now. I don't mind the block on her kit. I don't mind the block. There's no other way for her to be played. You need a block. Listen, the only other option for her is for her to have the Venture and Doomfist passive, which is such a fucking boring game design. And I agree, blocks are also a boring game design. But I'm just glad she doesn't have the thing where she clicks E, shields. She clicks shift, shields. She clicks fucking Q, shields. It's so boring. I'm excited to see how she plays. And you know, at first when I was watching, I kind of wish she did have a parry mechanic. I kind of, you know, the warding stance, I think it would be cool that you can hold block just to block damage, but maybe if you perfectly time the block, maybe you could deflect. I feel like that could be fucking cool. She does have mobility. That's soaring slice. And technically, whirlwind slash. Nah. Mobility doesn't do anything. Cool, she's mobile. Wow, she moved fast, dead. Listen, chat. Listen. You guys gotta think about the game around the new characters. I know it's very easy to look at a character and shut it down. You need to look at how she will fit into the current plane of existence of Overwatch. And if she doesn't have some sort of survivability besides just getting shield, she's gonna die. And the devs say she's a dive character. I don't see it. I don't see it. I know she can move. I think she's brawl. I think she's brawl. I think Zarya is going to be good with her. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think she can dive, though. Yeah, sure, she has this ability, but we know better than anybody, right, that if you waste your initial dive, like your dash, right, on Genji, and you have no other way to get out and no sort of reset, I feel like you're going to be stuck in there. Listen, her passive, her abilities, her perks all suggest brawl.
Taste the Palatine Fang. Know your place.
Oh well, I think she's fucking awesome. Very excited. W Hero, W Blizzard. Can't wait to play it. Tune in November 26th, where I become the greatest Vendetta in the fucking world. Round of applause. Before I end, let me read Fool's dumbass message. She can throw her sword in and use her 360 slash to get out. But that's not how you play her, though. If you play her like that, then you should play a different character. Her passive says Onslaught. Strike enemies to attack movement, to increase movement and attack speed. So you don't want to get out. Her passive suggests that you want to stay in the fight. If you're in, out, in, out, in, out, just play Tracer, just play Genji, just play Hitscan. She suggests, and even with Siphoning Strike and Relentless and all of these abilities, it suggests that you kind of want to stay in. Which why I initially think that her kit is kind of like a tank, right? Which is why my initial thought about this character is that they recognize all the flaws of 5v5 and they're going to try to make a couple DPS that are almost like a soft off tank. That's what I think. That's my theory. And I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.